Welcome back to the Kiddo Explorers channel. I'm Freelam. Today we're unpacking the source code of the place that keeps our city 24/7 safe at the Ascot Vale Fire Brigade. How does the fire station operate, and how do the firefighters educate our diverse community to prevent emergencies before they even start? To unpack all of this, we have two very special guests with us today. Station Officer Danny.
That's me.
Jacka, the Central District Lead.
That's me.
Station Officer the Carol.
Station Officer at Ascot Vale Fire Station.
Who's in charge of the sea shift here at Ascot Vale. And welcome to the channel, sirs.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Drew.
Pleasure to be here.
Danny, let's start with you. As a multicultural licensing officer, you work closely with diverse groups, including international students. Many people arriving in Melbourne might not speak English as their first language. When do you conduct fire safety talks? Are the most visual, hands-on ways you explain fire safety so that nothing gets lost in translation?
Yep, sure. Okay. So a lot of the work that I do is working with migrants and international students who arrive in Melbourne to study. A lot of those people also do English language classes. And so when I talk about fire safety to them so that they don't miss out on the important messages, I'll sometimes use photographs to describe all things about fire safety. I'll also use videos, and we'll do a short video that demonstrate how quickly a fire can spread and some of the risks around that. Sometimes I'll also use a fire extinguisher or a fire blanket and even a smoke alarm to demonstrate the things that I'm talking about, so that they don't miss out on the main risks that I'm talking about. If someone has really low-level English, then I'll get an interpreter to come in and work with me so that, again, they understand what I'm talking about.
Great.
Good.
I never knew if people would just come in to learn, to make sure other people learn English.
Yes, well, basically when they're coming here to live or to study, if their English is low level, they'll do English classes whilst they're staying here. And I believe it's about 500 hours or more of an English language class to help them blend in with society and understand what happens in the city and how we do things, just to make their time here a bit safer.
Luke, let's pivot to operations. You lead sea shift here. When that station line goes off and your crew has to jump in with a pumper truck, what goes through your mind to at those first 60 seconds or 1 minute, that split-second decisions you have to make as a leader before you even arrive at the scenes?
Yeah, good question. So when the tones go off or the alarm bells ring here at the station, signify we have a call. As I mentioned earlier, we've got 90 seconds to get ourselves from wherever we are or whatever we're doing to the fire truck, dressed, ready to go to that call. So some of the decisions might be just safely making your way down into that transition room there, where we're putting on our personal protective equipment and clothing. So that's our number one thing. You want to make sure that's on correctly, that we've got our boots on and we've got our gloves and we've got all our equipment that's going to keep us safe. So we're making sure we've got that on correctly. Then we're making our way into the truck itself, and we're starting to look at navigating to the call. So we're going to be looking at our maps or our phones or however we're going to navigate to the call and work out which direction we're going to go and the best way forward. Whether it be avoiding school zones or avoiding high traffic areas, and try and find the best path to the call. And then there's decisions about what type of call we're going to and what sort of response we're going to need for that call. Do we need ambulance to attend or Victoria Police to come with us? There's a few decisions to be made early on the way to the call.
Like, if it's a major issue, I think all the three have to go. Like if there's a kill on the loose and lots of people are injured and there's a big fire.
Yeah, well, quite often all three agencies will attend the same call. Doesn't have to be something as dramatic as that. It could just be a minor car accident on one of the major roads. You'll get us attending to look after the hazard of the accident, and you're also get forensic ambulance as well. So we try and determine how big the call's going to be, or how or what's the resources we need, and we can always ask them more on the way.
When you meet different community groups, what is the single biggest misconception or myth about fires that you constantly have to correct?
It's a good question. One of the biggest misconceptions and myths about fire. Well, a lot of people think that when there's a fire, that the actual flames may hurt you badly, or you may even die from flames from the fire. But the biggest risk is the smoke. Okay, there'll always be smoke, especially in a building that's really poisonous. And that smoke, if you stand up in a building fire and you're breathing that hot poisonous smoke, you'll probably pass out and get really badly hurt. And that happens before the fire comes. So the smoke's really dangerous. And the second myth, I guess, or something that people ask me around firefighters, they tend to think most firefighters are male or men. And often I talk about there being women in the fire service as well. It is a predominantly male environment, but we have, across Victoria, we have about 3,800 firefighters. And out of that, there's around 230 women firefighters, which is about 6 or 7%. Do you like the way I said 6, 7 then? I've no idea what it means, but it always sounds pretty funny.
Right, me.
So that's about how many we had, yeah. So I often talk about that as well. That's a bit of a myth that just men are firefighters.
There's an incredible amount of technology and engineering behind the modern fire truck. What is specialized to or a piece of technology on the Ascot Vale pump that everyday people wouldn't notice, it's absolutely critical for saving lives?
Oh, yeah. Okay. So the first thing that came to my mind was pets inside a fire, but also help extinguish the fire by locating the hot spots. So black and smoky. Whereas this camera here will allow us, will be the eyes for us as we're moving through a building. And we can not only see people that might be hiding or trapped over there by using their heat signature, but also helps us avoid hazards as well. There might be a big hole in the floor, or a swimming pool or a spa or something there, or a flight of stairs that we may otherwise fall down. And we can use this to feel our way through a building where we can't see. So, and at the other end of the fire, this can help tell us if the fire's out or not too, whether we can pack up and go home. Okay, well, this screen will bring up anything that's anything in red or orange that's still on fire or still burning, and it'll help us extinguish the fire quicker and get out there. So. See the heat there. So the hottest part in the screen there is in white. This was really hot. If it was above 150 degrees, it'd be orange or red. So that was a big game changer when we got these on the trucks about 15 years ago.
Danny, for anyone who's watching who might be worried about her language barrier during an emergency, if someone calls 000 and cannot speak English well, how does the system support them with translators?
Sure. Okay. So when somebody rings 000 for any emergency, if they don't speak English, we have what we call a call taker, or the person on the other end of the phone who will ask for the language that you're speaking. So if you don't speak English, you'll say your language. It may be Arabic or Vietnamese or any foreign language. And the call taker on the other end of the phone will use a service that's called the translator and interpreting service. And that's available all around Australia. And they'll link that language in with an interpreter. And it's normally done within about a minute. And then they can talk to the person who's ringing 000 in their own language.
Luke, many people only see firefighters during emergencies, but what does the source code of a normal 24-hour shift look like when there's an active call-out? How do you manage training, maintenance, and station life?
Good question. Each station's a little bit different. But I'll give you today as an example. Today's a day shift, and we're here from 8 in the mornings until 6 p.m. this afternoon. So a typical day shift here, we'll have a staff meeting on what we call a muster in our office there, where we'll go through the day's activities and planning and any drills that we might have hooked in. And we'll have a discussion about what we're going to do and what time it's going to happen, such as your visit today. And then we will come out and we'll check the appliance or the fire truck. So every shift, the crew will come out and check the truck that it's in safe working order. All our equipment's still there and still functioning, so that we know that for the next 10 hours, we've got a truck that's working and we've got all our equipment we need. So we'll check the truck. We'll often wash the truck. You do training and drills. Depending on where you're at in the career, you might be training for an upcoming course or a promotion, or you might just be wanting to get familiar with a certain aspect of the job, and we will conduct some training. We also engage in community events, such as school visits and council events and festivals and things. So we can often get requests for a truck to attend something like that.
Right. Why council events?
Oh, there might be a local, Christmas event or a local festival, and they might request a fire truck to attend to deliver some fire safety messages and hand out stickers and things. So, yeah, we do a lot of community engagement as well. Yeah. So we're maintaining the station, we're maintaining our truck, and we're getting out in the community as much as.
First, I thought the fire brigade only it does fires, but also in community engagements.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. We try and get our messages out there, because the more people that know the key fire safety messages, the less likely we are to attend. And if we do attend, there are people inside and do what. So, yeah. And if we've got some time left at the end of our day, we'll head up to the gym that we saw earlier and do a workout. Yeah.
Right. So you come in
2 day shifts in a row, and then we do 2 night shifts where we'll sleep here overnight in those bedrooms we showed you before. And then we get 4 days off after that. 4 days on and 4 days off.
if a kid sees a fire or smells, now my channel is watched by a lot of kids and students. I want to ask highly important safety questions. How can kids protect themselves if a fire breaks out?
That's for me or for both of us?
Both of us.
Yep, sure. Well, probably the major device we have for kids to protect themselves is a smoke alarm. Okay, this is probably the number one thing we always talk about in people who live at home, and we always talk about having a working smoke alarm. And to make sure the smoke alarm's working, you press the button, and if it's on the ceiling like that, it'll make a noise. Thank goodness this one works. Okay, that noise gets louder and louder, and that'll wake you up at night time. So we always talk about smoke alarms. They may have a battery in there, and we change the batteries once a year. When you change your clocks for daylight savings, you change your smoke alarm battery. For the newer smoke alarms, they last for 10 years. And so after 10 years, you need to replace the smoke alarm. And there's a little date on here that tells us when that needs to be replaced. So that's the number one thing we talk about. And then, of course, we talk about a home escape plan. And it doesn't matter where you live. If you live in a house, a single-story home or a 2-story building, or even in the city, you might live in a high-rise building. You have to have a plan on how you're going to get out if there's a fire, or if the smoke alarm goes off, or the main fire alarm goes off. So everyone should have a plan. And in that plan, you might look at 2 ways of getting out of the building. It might be through a window or a door. And you talk about that with your parents or an adult. So, and basically once you've got that plan, and if there is ever a fire, you have to have a safe meeting place. And often we talk about a letterbox or the number of your houses where people can meet. And that's where Luke steps in, because if you meet at the letterbox, you can talk to Luke about what's happened.
Yeah. So we want to see the families or the occupants of the house at the letterbox or in a safe location near the front that we can talk to them. We can work out if they're all there, and we can plan accordingly.
So if I see the lift and there's a fire, most lifts would say, in case of an emergency, use the stairs.
That's right. That's right. And there's several reasons that we get people to use the stairs, and that sometimes the lift might be full of smoke. It's also another reason for that is that the firefighters, use the lifts to get up to the fire floor, to get to the top of the building, and we have special keys that allow us to use the lift. And if there's smoke in the lift, we have air breathing apparatus we talked about before, and that protect us. So the main reason is we can use the lifts and the public needs to use the stairs. I think Luke might have some more on that perhaps, but that's probably the main reason.
Yeah. And there might be thousands of people in a building. You can't all cram into the lift at once. So stairs is the safest and the quickest way down a lot of the time.
Okay, so now I know Victoria can only use the lift.
Yeah.
And, well, the others have to use the stairs in case of an emergency.
That's right.
Yeah.
If a kid sees a fire or thick smoke at home, very hard to breathe, what is the first thing they should do? Should they try to find their favorite toys or pets, or should they just get out of the house immediately?
Yeah, good question. So you definitely don't want to be looking around for your favorite toy or your pet. You want to get down low and get yourself out of that environment into a safe location as quick as you can.
Yeah.
So if you've got a pet or a favorite toy or even a family member that's still inside, you go to your safe meeting place and you tell us firefighters when we arrive, who's in there, where are they, and we'll go in and find them for them.
And I might add to that as well. Because smoke is hot and black and dangerous, we always talk about getting down low and go. Now, what that means is if you get down low, close to the floor, you can see where you're going and the air is clean, and that helps you to get out of the building. So we always say, don't stand up in smoke. It's very dangerous.
If I really filling up with dark smoke, it gets very hard to breathe. Should kids try to work out standing straight, or should they get down in their hands, knees? Why is the air cleaner closer to the floor?
Yeah, that's a good question. And that's what I was saying. You need to get down low so you can see where you're going. And it also that smoke above you is extremely hot, very, very poisonous. So you don't want to have your head up in that smoke. It'll really make you unwell. And of course, you can't see where you're going. So that's the first thing we talk about is getting out of that smoke so you know how to get out.
Unless if you know your house grid in your mind, you can just walk your way out.
Well, that will be right. But generally, because smoke's hot and hot air rises, we've heard that before, it'll always be up near the ceiling. So that's again why you stay low to get out of your house. And look, it might not be your own home. You might be somewhere else where you're not familiar with. And we're in the same. Every single time a firefighter goes to a building that's on fire, we've never been there before. We don't know where things are. So, as before, Luke was talking about that thermal imaging camera that helps us get around. So that's why the golden rule is to stay low, and no matter where you are, that will help you get out of the building.
Like if there's smoke on a high building, how are you supposed to get out if there's like stairs or lift?
You may not be able to get out. And occasionally, if it's a building, a really serious fire, and you can't find the lifts and you can't find how to get out, how do you think you might get out? Well, what would you do? If you're stuck in a building, and this sometimes can happen in the city, in a high-rise building, you have no way of getting out. What do you think you might do?
I'd call the fire brigade and just stay at the balcony till they get the ladder so I can just jump into the ladder.
Perfect. That's a great answer. It's pretty much what I was thinking. Most people have a phone now these days. So if you're stuck in a building, you can't get out, you're right. You ring the fire brigade on 000, and the call taker will ask you where you are. And you can say to them on whatever level you're on, you might be on level 15, room 10, and the call taker with that information will tell the firefighters who are driving to that fire that there's somebody trapped on level 15 in room 10. So when we get there, we know exactly where we've got to go because you're trapped in the building. And we use a term that's called shelter in place. in shelter in place just means you stay where you are, you're in 000, and you might put a wet towel or a cloth against the gap under the door to stop the smoke coming in. It gives you a bit more time before we get there, and we'll come and rescue you. Well, Luke will come and rescue you anyway.
If someone's clothes accidentally catch on fire, running next to it is worse because the oxygen. Can you explain and show us how this act stops for the strap, and rail technique so kids watching can practice it?
All right. You want to volunteer? Have a go at this?
No.
No. Quite fast in the
Good ingredient. Oh, you jagged it.
Make some room for him if you like. Do you want to move your chair back a little bit? All right. So the key message, you're right. You don't want to be running around, flailing your arms around because your clothes are on fire.
Yeah.
The most important thing to do is to stop what you're doing. So we'll get Tyson to come and stand in the middle here. He might be cooking dinner. He might be doing something in the kitchen. Okay, he's going to stop what he's doing. He's going to drop. He's going to cover. So he's going to use his hands to cover his face. And then he's going to roll around. So he fucks. The back of his clothes are on fire. So he's going to roll, and put that fire in. Does that make sense? Yeah. So those your kids watching at home can practice that in your lounge. But the important thing is to stop what you're doing, get down low, cover, and row.
And one of the reasons you cover your face as well is to stop the hot air going down into your throat. And that can be really dangerous. That's why you cover your face.
No good. So you both officers, to bring your time together, the roles look very different, but how do they connect? How would the community education work that Danny does directly to help Luke and his crew when they roll up to an emergency on the streets?
Yeah, well, that Danny's messages that'll go out and be conveyed to the public will help us. So if everyone's getting out of their house, they've got working smoke alarms, so they're getting notified of a fire, they're getting down low, they're going out front, they're in their safe meeting place, they're exactly where they need to be, and that's where I can find them on we turn up at the house or the building. We know where all the people are, and we know they're safe and they've got out at nice and early.
Like, have you experienced other fires like in the airport or something?
No, we're a little way from the airport here, but there are a diverse range of fires that we can attend in this area. We've got lots of high rises, lots of houses. Pretty diverse range.
Perfect. Now for the most exciting bit of the video. The Kiddo Explorers special rapid fire round. The rules are simple. No fire talk, no dread talk, just fast personal questions. I'm going to point to one of you and you have to give me the first answer that pops into your head. Ready? What is your favorite coffee special cafe in Melbourne?
Well, it's in a suburb called Eltham, and it's called The Third Chapter. It's got the best coffee I've ever had.
Right. I've been in Eltham.
Have you? It's a lovely place.
Frank, on a rostered day off, what is the first thing you do? Sleep and go in outdoors.
Well, it'd be a sleeping, I think. Yeah, working night shifts can sometimes throw your body clock out. So I enjoy my sleep, and I'll often have a.
Dan, if you could choose one superpower, what would it be? Fight, flight, or invisibility?
Depends who I'm around. But I think I'd choose flight. I'd like to be an eagle and be up high. That'd be great.
Luke, your best holiday destination, relaxing at the beach or hiking in the mountains?
Oh, I do enjoy both, but probably the beach.
Danny, be honest, did you get ever sent to the principal's office as a kid?
Maybe a few times. I got sent there once when we were catching a train to the high school, and inside the train carriage we had a food fight, and all the kids were throwing lunches at each other. And we all ended up in the principal's office. And that's a true story.
Luke, when eating chocolate biscuits, do you dunk them in tea, coffee, or eat them straight?
I've got a bit of a sweet tooth, and I don't have time to make a coffee or a tea. I'm eating straight out of the pack.
Unless if there's Oreos, then dipping them in milk.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah.
Danny, what is your ultimate cheat meal? Pizzas or burgers?
Oh, pizza. every time. One with a lot, always with a lot.
Do you love cooking at home, or do you just designated taste tester?
Yeah, I do enjoy cooking at home. We often share the cooking duties in my house, just depending on my shifts. But I do enjoy both at work and at home.
Danny, what's the story? Gummies or sweet milk chocolate?
Chocolate every time.
Luke, what is your favorite cartoon character growing up?
Oh, I've got 4 actually. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Have you heard of them?
No.
No, they were big in the 80s and 90s.
Danny, what is the most used app on your phone right now?
Oh, well, Instagram, pretty much.
Oh.
Yeah, it covers everything.
Favorite Australian sport throughout AFL or cricket?
Well, I do enjoy both. I'm a big Collingwood supporter, so AFL would be my favourite. Yeah.
Danny, going out to watch a movie or staying home to stream Netflix?
I would go to a movie every time. I much rather the really, really big screen compared to the little screen. That's much more fun.
I'm not sure if there's a movie theater in the house.
I haven't got, no, there isn't, not in my house anyway. Maybe my boss has a house like that. He's doing very well. He's got a huge television.
Luke, do you prefer being surprised or planning the surprise for others?
Probably being surprised. My wife's often the one booking holidays and doing all those sort of things, and I just turn up and say, "Where are we going?" Yeah.
Like most of the time.
Yeah. Being surprised.
Danny, do you prefer doing the drive on a road trip or sitting in the passenger seat enjoying the view?
I love the passenger seat, enjoying the view. I do a lot of driving, so it's nice when I don't have to.
Luke, favorite classic Aussie snack? Vegemite on toast or wrapped wheat pie?
Yeah. I'm partial to both, but I'll Vegemite on toast. I'd have that most days of the week with avocado.
Brilliant answers. It's awesome to see such fun personalities behind the uniform. Thank you so much, Officer Danny and Officer Luke. Today, we didn't just show us around. We truly unpacked science, engineering, and heart behind the fire brigade. The Air Fire Rescue Victoria. A massive thank you to you and the entire crew for keeping Melbourne safe.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming past.
Thanks, Rurian. Thank you very much. It's good fun.
To everyone watching at home, fire safety isn't just about putting out fires. It's about preparation, clear communication, and knowing what to do in a split second. If you love this behind the scenes, look and make sure to hit that like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to Kiddo Explorers. Until next time, see you at the next one. Keep exploring. Bye.
Bye.